Hey, what's going on, everybody? Tim with Morphs here, bringing you another video today. If you are new to the channel, we appreciate you stopping in, and make sure that you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with everything that we're putting out. If you're a returning viewer to the channel or subscriber, hey guys, welcome back. We appreciate everything and the watches, the likes, the comments, everything like that. So keep it coming, guys. We love hearing from you. So yeah. Again, today, new video. As I explained to you guys in our previous videos, we're basically going to be bringing you guys along this whole year of 2025 and moving forward with everything that we're doing and as it comes out. So today, we're very excited because we have clutch one that's fully out of the eggs. They've all had their sheds, and we're going to go through, show you guys the clutch, and go over what we held back and what our IDs so far are. Now, with this clutch, much like a few of our other clutches this year, we are going to be testing. So again, our IDing process in the beginning is just going to be going over what we think, the research that we've done, and what we've talked to our fellow breeders that we're friends with that have been working in the same project. So we're just going to show and pretty much explain the IDs that we believe and that we've spoke with and reached out to a few people in that project. And yeah, as I said, we do have some shed testing to do on this. Mainly it's going to be for yellow belly, and just to confirm yellow belly and het clown. This is a double het pairing, so we want to go ahead and test everything for the het clown to make sure that we're labeling everything correctly and making sure that you guys understand that it is het clown, or if it's negative, if it's not het clown from testing. So you guys have that result. So we're just going to go into it again. This is clutch number 1 for 2025, and let's get into the animals. Alrighty guys, and welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us this far. So as we stated in the beginning of the video in the little intro, today we're going to be revealing the clutch number 1 for 2025. So this clutch kind of took me for a loop. This is very important to also do your research when you're buying your breeders or buying babies that you plan on growing up for breeders, because again, this clutch it worked out, but it kind of didn't work out for us. If you guys know me and Morphs, there are a few genes that I try to stay away from, and there's a few combos that I try to stay away from when breeding, and even in the worst case odds, we try to not even have the options in there. And in this clutch, it happened. So basically, the female from this clutch was a black pastel double het hypo clown. The male that we purchased at the time, he was purchased as a blackhead Mojave yellow belly hypo 100% het clown. So in the planning process, we thought that would be really good, blackhead and black pastel into the hypo clown project. And I really like that. We are going to be pushing forward with a little bit more of the hypo clown stuff moving forward as our seasons progress and our years and we upgrade and everything like that. So we thought it would be good, adding blackhead Mojave yellow belly into and black pastel into the double het clown hypo project. And with the male being a visual hypo 100% het clown, female being a double het, it kind of helped our odds a little bit with the hypo. We knew it would be short on the clown stuff, and the clutch didn't disappoint on that part. So it's definitely an odds game. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. In this instance, if you guys know, anything black pastel mixed with pastel makes pewters. Me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of pewters. It's just not what we try to aim for when we try to make our future pairings and future animals that we're releasing or holding back. My goal is to make some very colorful and pattern, strong animals. With pewters, depending on the genetics mixed in with the pewter, it could make some pattern, or it could turn your snakes into pretty much one color. And although they may be powerful and able to use, the visual look to them, it's not too appealing, at least to myself, that is. Ended up with, and as you guys know, I love my clutch cards, so there's our clutch card right there. And you can see, unfortunately, the label says it all. You see the frowny face in there. So basically, the male, he ended up holding Pastel. I spoke with the breeder. We reached out. It's a good buddy of mine. I'm not mad about it because, again, it was missed by me and the breeder at the same time. So, you know, no harm, no foul. It does suck, but it's a learning curve. The male ended up being a blackhead Pastel Mojave yellow belly hypo het clown. We didn't know that until we found out that going through our records, we go back with the breeder, go back to the records. I found out that Pastel was in the original pairing for the father. So it has to be there, especially once we show you guys these animals. There's a few animals that definitely have Pastel, which should not be there unless the dad was holding it. So it's a learning curve. It sucks. We did make quite a few pewters in this clutch, unfortunately. But again, it happens. It's a learning curve. So it's just shows why it's so important to do your research. You know, if you're looking into an animal that you're going to add into a breeding project, you know, don't always just look for the same combo that's being sold. You know, find some breeders that are working heavy in that project, such as like the Blackhead project. We know of quite a few people that work in the Blackhead project, and we reach out, ask them some questions, show them some pictures, pretty much pick their brains on their thoughts on what, you know, is going on. And when we did that with this clutch, we showed pictures of both the adults. Everybody immediately said, yep, the male's got Pastel. So, but let's get into it. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to narrow down how to do a double screen, do it down on our cart where we usually do our photos and everything, and have me on the screen so as we're talking. So again, we're just going to go into it. Hopefully this shows up pretty good. So as you guys can see, we're right on the baby wall here. Our first clutch is going to be the top row. We ended up, the egg count was 8 eggs. Unfortunately, one animal did not make it out of the egg. We ended up cutting... most of the animals were moving. We always do a cut and try to make sure that the animals are moving. Everything's good. Unfortunately, the one baby that did not make it, it had its umbilical cord wrapped around, and we just didn't catch it in enough time, so unfortunately, it ended up passing away. That happens. That's pretty much nature taking its cause. You know, it's random. It does happen, but so we're left with 7 eggs, and that's what we're going to get into. So basically, what I do is when it comes down to our IDing schedule name, which is MOR, that's our initials, the year, which this one is 2025, then I do a dash and we do 001. So this is going to be the clutch, this is going to be the clutch number. And then after this, once the animals start hatching out and everything like that, we'll put a dot, and then it'll be 1 through however many eggs there were. So for instance, for this clutch, we have 7, so we'll have MOR 25-001.1 through 7. And that pretty much just helps us label everything out. So basically, it'll end up being like this, MOR 25-001.1. So this is clutch 1, the first baby out of the clutch. A blackhead Mojave yellow belly, 100% het hypo. And we're going to test for het clown because it is only 66 with being a het to het. This baby was awesome looking. I love how this combo turns up. You see that super dark head. She's got some pretty cool eye stripes. And then we'll see if she will let us show off her side pattern. The reason why we think yellow belly is because, as you guys can see, we have these high flames. There is a chance for red gene and ringer gene in this pairing because of the dad. I'm pretty sure it has some type of effect on it, but I'm not too keen with IDing the redhead ringer gene unless it's in certain combinations. So with this one, everything we just put pretty much, if it's available, we're going to be putting possible red gene, ringer gene, and moving forward. But yeah, as you can tell, guys, so this again, blackhead Mojave, and we're getting that blackhead Mojave from how dark it is. I don't think black pastel is in this one just because the pattern on the side would be a lot different. Let's see if she'll cooperate with us. But blackhead Mojave, probable yellow belly, 100% het hypo, 66 het clown. Now, again, we're going to be doing some testing with this clutch, guys. So we're going to be testing for yellow belly and het clown. And hypo, we're not going to test for because we know the data is a visual hypo, so everything is 100% hypo at minimum if it's not visual. But again, number one of the clutch is a female, gorgeous, gorgeous combination. Something so simple yet so dark, and we actually hit two of these. So again, this is female one, animal one from the clutch. I love that little line on the top of her head. So cool. Very cool female. Alrighty, so the second animal, this is our first animal that actually was visual hypo that came out of the clutch. And it looks really cool. It really looks, to me, it honestly has similarities to a desert ghost type look to it. I've had a few people say GHI, but that's not possible. So let's see. And yep, this is a female again, guys. So we got female heavy on this clutch, which is kind of a good thing. We were hoping for a male to kind of get that project going and have a backup, but at the same time, we'll take females as well because females are cool. So this one, this is going to be what I believe to be a black pastel or a blackhead pastel visual hypo, possible het clown. Yellow belly on this one, I'm not 100% sure. We do have some nice flaming, but again, we do have the red gene, ringer gene stuff in the mix. But look at those whites that come through on the top, all that blushing, the head. Definitely pastel. I'm pretty confident on the black head over the black pastel. Due to it being pastel, if this was black pastel mixed with pastel, we would have a pewter animal, which we're going to show you. There's a few in the clutch, so hopefully this is coming up for you guys, and it's actually going to be decent quality so you guys can see. But again, this is another female, so let's see. Gorgeous female. I love the blushing, the white. She's got some crazy pattern on the sides. Her belly, again, we're not 100% sure on yellow belly on this one. We do have the opportunity to test for yellow belly, but again, let's see if we can do it like this. But those white flames across the back, so awesome. Cool little female. And again, this is one of our holdbacks. We ended up so out of 7 eggs, we ended up only deciding to hold back 2 animals. Obviously, those both are females, so it helps us advance our project and pretty much replaces the mom. We've already decided to relocate the mom to a new owner, being that she's just a black pastel double het. We're trying to add a double visual, but at the same time, if I can get a visual hypo female het with some extra genes in there, that's perfect too. And this is why I held this female back. So this girl, I'm blown away, and I cannot wait to see this female full grown and go through her growing process. So let's see what way shows up better. Look at this female, guys. This female is awesome, and this is what I was saying. So when you mix black pastel and blackhead, you get this sort of chain link side patterns going on, and you guys can see it's all over the place. So this female, she's got that dorsal, high white sides. So this female, as it sits right now, we have this labeled as a black pastel, blackhead, Mojave, probable yellow belly, visual hypo, and 66% het clown. So we're going to test this female for clown to make sure. We're still going to keep her even if she is negative for clown, because I do, with this many genes and being a visual hypo, she definitely does have a spot in the project moving forward. But I mean, this female is just gorgeous. The camera doesn't really pick it up too well, but she's got this nice silver ghost look to her. The chain link pattern across the sides that I was talking about, and it's on both of her sides. Very neat interaction with these genes. And that broken dorsal stripe. Such a cool animal. So hopefully that's showing up for you guys in good quality. So again, this is a female. We are holding this girl back, so once she has a few meals, she will be going into our holdback rack. But I mean, awesome girl. So this is going to be the fourth animal in this clutch, and this is minus number 2, which was the Pastel. This is another animal that confirmed again that the male had Pastel in it, and this ID to be Black Pastel, Pastel, Mojave, Blackhead, possible Yellow Belly, Het Hypo, 66 Het Clown. So I don't think that this is a visual hypo. And let me see if this one does not like to be unballed. So here we have this one, and this is a girl. It's a female again. And as you can see, we have that typical pewter. Come on, girl. We have that typical pewter look. It is kind of darker. You do have some darker coloring on the close to the top of the spine. You have a little bit of pattern on the side, that chain link stuff, which is what's making me think that Blackhead and Black Pastel are both in here. Not really sure on the Mojave or Yellow Belly. Those are the ones that are kind of in question. And let's see, I want to try to see if she'll cooperate and let us see the head. So, and as you guys can see, this girl, she's actually got some dark colorations on the top of her head and the first third of her body. You can see some real dark colors. It's not faded out. And then basically it moves out into the faded out pewter look. So we could be missing Mojave. I'm definitely thinking we got Pastel in here, but it could be missing the Mojave. And then we have another animal that's a little bit lighter. Now that one could be missing the Black Pastel at the same time to make it have that different look. But I would love to hear your guys' opinions. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And we are going to be testing these animals just to learn a little bit about the genetic mix and what we got going on. So again, that's another nice female that was held. Well, this is not a holdback, so this one will be available once we get our test results and everything like that, and she gets some meals in her. We'll be posting everything up on Morph Market, so be sure to be on the lookout for that. And now, so this next female, of course, it's another female. This one is our second holdback and our last holdback for the clutch. I absolutely love this female. Not exactly what our main goal was. Obviously, our goal was to hit the double visual, but at the same time, I will take it. And this girl, we're actually going to test her for hypo just to be sure, because I'm not 100% if she is hypo. So this, from the conversations that we had so far, this female, let's see if she'll stay, because I want to get a shot of that head. So this female is what we believe to be a blackhead, Mojave, yellow belly. As of right now, until we get our testing results, we're going to say 100% het hypo, visual clown. This is how the hets and everything work, guys. So with this clutch, the clown on both sides was a het to het. The hypo was a visual hypo to a het hypo. Out of, well, technically 8 eggs, we only hit 1 clown. So not the best odds in the world for clown, but we are happy to have a female like this. This girl is definitely going to be held back. We absolutely love those high white sides, a nice pattern, but you don't see the chain link. As you can tell, you see a little bit of the pattern difference, but you don't see the typical chain link. So I'm leaning towards blackhead instead of black pastel on this girl. But gorgeous female. I love the color over. She's got the head, it shows up kind of dark on the camera, but it actually is like a very light color, kind of frosted looking. So again, we're going to test this female in particular for hypo, which will be able to tell us if it's a visual or a het. Yellow belly to be sure, but awesome female to hold back. She's got a great pattern. The color is just amazing. I love that high white on her. So she's going to be interesting to see grow up in the future. This is number 6. And this one is just like the first animal that came out. We pretty sure that this is a blackhead Mojave yellow belly, 100% het hypo, 66 het clown, which we'll test for. And this girl, they always want to ball up on us. So, and again, you guys can see it's typical the same. Now, the only thing I see different on this female versus the first girl that we showed is that line that was in the first female's top of her head. This one does not have that, so I'm wondering if that is the yellow belly or something like that. That might not be in this one. She does have some nice flaming going on, but it's not as bright as the first one. So we could be missing yellow belly in this animal, or it could be the het influence. Maybe one of them is het clown, one of them is not. But nice dark combination with the blackhead and the Mojave. A lot of kind of like donut side patterns going on. Definitely a cool female. So again, this girl, once we get the shed result test for blackhead, or I'm sorry, for het clown, this girl, after she has a few meals, she will be available. And then number 7. So this is the last animal of the clutch. Now this one, I don't know. This is one of the reasons why we kind of stay away from pewters if I can, just because it's kind of hard to ID things when you have just a silver snake. As you guys can see, compared to the rest of the clutch, this is a very, very silver snake. So right now, we do know that there should be black pastel, and probably Mojave in this animal. This is the one where I think we might have missed blackhead, because the other one, it's a little bit darker on the top of the head. There's a little bit of pattern, and the overall color and pattern on the sides is kind of washed out. Um, now you see a tiny, tiny bit of pattern right there. But again, we're going to be testing these because I'm not sure if this is a hypo, or I don't believe it's clown. Normally we would expect to see a little bit of pattern for the clown, but with seeing that kind of pattern on the side that you can barely see, it is possible. Thankfully, we have the shed testing, and we're going to utilize this year, and just basically so that we know what the correct ID is, if their hets are carrying over. And at the same time, I'm also learning, especially with moving forward with the blackhead hypo clown stuff. I want to learn what the differences are, and this is a great clutch. Unfortunately, we got a lot of stuff that we didn't want to hit, but this is a great clutch to learn from. So we're gonna definitely take that opportunity. But such a gorgeous female. You do see a little bit of darkness on the end of the tail right there. She's definitely curious of the camera, but such an awesome female. Be a great addition to anybody's projects. But again, so with this one, now that I'm looking at her on camera, she's got a lot more pattern on the sides that you can barely see. So it's going to be interesting. I think with this female, we definitely will test with for the hypo, the clown, yellow belly. I think that'll be about it on this one. A little bit more. It's going to be a little costly. So, but coming into this clutch, we had the idea that anything that wasn't visual clown, we were going to have to do some testing. With the results now, although it will cost me a little bit up front, I still think that I'm going to test to kind of see what's going on, mainly for the hypo and the clown. That's the important thing. We've pretty much narrowed down, and doing our research with the other genetics involved, we've pretty much been able to narrow it down as far as the codoms and things like that of what's in there. So I think we're pretty good on that. We'd love to hear your guys' comments about what you guys think the IDs are, which animal you like the best. And yeah, so I mean, really, again, 7 animals for clutch 1. Some shed testing to do, so we already have all of our shed testing lined up. It's already been taken. We took their first shed, so we're trying to get a quick jump on it. We got them over to Charlie, so we're going to be dealing with Charlie with the shed testing. And as soon as we get the results back, we're definitely going to come back and do some probably do another recap video on this with our shed results versus what our original IDs were. So stay tuned for that video. Be on the lookout. And again, let me know. I think on the next clutch we might switch it up, and instead of doing it like this, we'll do it on the, zoomed in on the table, and we'll be able to give you guys something to compare to let us know which option you guys like, as we're always trying to reach our viewers and make sure that you guys are loving the content that we're putting out. So again, I appreciate everybody for tuning in and stopping in and checking it out. And as always, we want to hear from you guys. So feel free to comment, reach out, message us. If there's something in one of these clutches that we're going to be showing you guys this year, if you guys are interested in some, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We can probably get you set up before, listing it on Morph Market if there's something that you just have to have. We understand that, so we'll be happy to take care of you guys. But again, thanks for watching the release reveal of Clutch 1 for 2025, and we'll see you next time.